Alright guys, this video is going to be a little different than an actual build video. It's going to be more of like an advice video. At the end I might throw a montage of doing a little something just so you can be entertained. So if you clicked on this to watch me actually build a box blind, sorry. If you clicked on this just because it's a nail to builds video and you love watching me, thanks for the support. But the blind I actually built 3 years ago. So basically what I'm going to just do is kind of give you some do's and don'ts, because I learned a lot of don'ts when I built mine. I do gotta do a little bit of work on it. It is July, it is hot, so let's load up the quad and let's head out. Okay, after applying maximum amounts of bug spray so I don't get carried away by mosquitoes, we are in the kill zone right here. Behind me is my box blind that you can see. I built this 3 years ago. We're 14 feet in the air. I have 3 legs anchored into trees, and 1 leg is a 4x4 post that runs in this corner right here. Now, all the advice I'm going to give you is just advice that I built. I'm not like a crazy professional hunter by any stretch of the imagination. So it's just the advice on how to build a box blind. Location-wise, that's on you guys. But that is my number one thing of advice is going to be your location. If you can wait, and I know when you get on a piece of property, it's going to be hard. But if you can wait, I would give it 2 years before you actually build something permanent. Because I gave it 1 year. My first year, I hunted back this way, and I saw all the deer were coming through over this area. So that's why I wanted to move over here. I actually put a ladder stand my first year back here after seeing all these deer. Put my ladder stand there, had some deer come in from behind over here, and on this tree I had a trail cam, and right in that spot right there was deer making whoopee. So that's why I kind of picked my spot. Other than that, I have some other reasons why I had to pick this spot. Small piece of property, multiple hunters. You always want to give other people common courtesy. You know, I was the new guy. Neighbors on both sides of me already had stands built or up, so I wanted to be courteous to them. You can go talk to your neighbors, see, you know, how often they hunt, where they hunt. You know, if you're a bow hunter and they're a gun hunter, you might not have any problems. But the number one thing is location, and give yourself plenty of time to scout and really decide where you want it, because once it's up, it's up. All right, once you've got your location picked out, what I would do before you commit to anything is I would take an extension ladder. If you don't have a climber or a ladder stand, is I would take anything that can get you up in that tree, in that vicinity, I should say. Get up there and take a look around, because as every other hunter who's ever hunted from elevation probably knows, is you come up to a tree, you kind of back up to it, and you scout out your shooting lanes. I got a shooting lane there, could kind of get one in there, could do that. But the moment that you're elevated in the air, you've got branches, you've got all kinds of stuff, and it might not be the actual spot you want. So I would recommend is get up in the air, take an aerial view, and see what you have to work with. Because you might not want to be there. Now, say you do want to be there, you're ready to go. You have to decide what kind of box blind you're going to want. I know of about 3 different kind of ones you could do. You could just build a stand and throw a pre-built plastic blind on it. You could just build a complete stand from the ground up, or you can do like I did and anchor into some trees. Now, if you're going to do what I did and you're going to anchor into trees, is here's what you want to do. Is you want to keep in mind that your trees are going to move in the wind. So I got a big thick tree in the back, and then I got some little trees up here. They move. This support beam right here I have had to rescrew in like every year, because in high winds it tends to break, but and if you probably can't really hear it, but it squeaks. So keep that in mind when you're building in the trees, is the trees are going to move on you. So that's kind of, you got your location, your type of your blind, and you know where you're actually going to build. So once you figured out what kind of blind you're going to build, let me give you some advice on timing wise. So right now it is July. It is hot. Mosquitoes are everywhere. But it's a good time to build, because hunting here in Michigan doesn't start until October. So I have a few months that once I'm built, the deer can acclimate to it. They can kind of get used to it. They're not going to be too high alert, because once, it'd be like if in your kitchen somebody came in and put a couch. You're going to instantly go, why is there a couch in my kitchen? It's going to take you a little while to kind of get used to that couch. So you're throwing up a couch in their kitchen. So keep that in mind, is try to do it as early in the season as possible. I would highly recommend doing it kind of in the spring when it's not super hot, not super buggy. Also, but the downside within the spring, if you do it too early before the leaves, you're going to go up there and you're not going to see your shooting lanes as well as it's probably going to be, because come October I'm still going to have leaves, so you want to get that. So all right, so now how are you going to build this thing? Because for me, I'm not too far, but I am back in the woods quite a bit. And running, I was going to actually run my generator out here, but I couldn't load it up in the back of the trailer for the quad. So think about how you're going to build it. Are you going to run every board out? You have the ability. Maybe you have large machinery that you can do that. What I did is I actually built my whole blind up by my garage. Kind of got it all tacked together, got all cut, and then I disassembled it and I dragged it with the quad, piece by piece, wall by wall, drag it just like you saw me drag the ladder, drug it out here, and then I got it up in the trees. And then I was able to reassemble. If you do that, label everything. Label everything really easily, and that way you know. And also, drag it out in the reverse order that you're going to be building. So the last thing that you drag out will be your floor. So when you're disassembling your roof, take your roof off, bring it right out. Walls, bring them right out. Floor, bring it right out. And then that way you can rebuild it pretty easily up in the trees. So now how do you get it up there? If you have the machinery, you can do it that way. You can lug it up a ladder. What I did, and this is the only footage that I actually have of me building it, cable between two trees, and I used the middle area was where I wanted my blind. And as you can see in the video, I had a pulley up there. I attached the floor, ran the quad that way, up it went. Then I went up the ladder, attached it, and we were all good to go. What I would recommend is I did mine this way with the drop down cutout right there, because my kids hunt with me and I wanted them to be able to see. And then I have the full wall that goes out there. I'm actually, this year I want to bring this down a little bit and add some coverage there, kind of keep that lattice there but keep that coverage. And then I'm going to wall in this other side a little better. That's pretty well open, just kind of to cover me a little better. If you're going to do a backdrop in it, the ivy thing, it was a cool idea. I'm actually going to scrap that idea, and I've got an old artificial Christmas tree that I'll montage me putting up later. I'm going to use that for more of a coverage, but for a backdrop, if you go to the store, they have this like leafy material. Don't use that. I've replaced it like every year. Just don't use it. It's cheaper than the burlap stuff that you can find. I used burlap back there. I put it up last year and it looks fantastic. So just don't use that leafy crap, because you will be replacing it every single year. And also, if you want a roof, and you're going to do a roof, what I did is I went to Menards, and I went to the discount section, where they have like the last color or whatever style bundle of shingle, and it's like dirt cheap. I did that. So my roof, I believe, is 3 colors. I don't know, but I don't really care. It's shingled. I think I shingled it for like 30 bucks. And then I wrapped the outside of it. And as you can see, I'm actually here to fix this part. But I wrapped the whole outside in just the roofing tar paper. It seems to have actually held up really, really well. I did end up screwing some, they were branches, but now they're just sticks. But I screwed them to it to try to help kind of conceal it a little bit. Without getting up there and getting attacked by bees at the moment, I'll give you kind of what I did underneath. Okay, so like I said, I got 2 skids and I screwed them together. So I believe it's a 6x6 after everything. I ran some deck boards from this tree to that tree, and that's kind of helped secure it quite a bit. The ratchet strap might seem kind of weird, but I ratcheted it to this tree, and I got a 2x4 that it sits on, and that's worked really well. Last year I think I got 2 more clicks out of it, something like that. But that's kind of the underside and how I did it. Is I got it up there with the quad, and of course I have the little port access up here in the corner. But that's how I am. I'm anchored there. Basically, it's those 2 deck boards that are really doing a lot of the things, and then I got that 4x4 post that runs all the way to the ground. So that's the underside of how I did it. Okay, so this actually brings me into a really good point, and that's about safety. What I would, if you do, once you got your blind up, come out periodically. Now, I'm out here every couple months with the kids, and they always just want to climb up there. And I do it because A, they want to do it, and B, I do a safety check. So I make sure that stuff isn't rotted out, things haven't fallen apart, things like that. Because you don't want to come out, like right now, you don't want to come out, opening day, opening morning, you're up in there, and all of a sudden you have a softball size bee nest right above your head. So that's why every once in a while, come out and take a check, do a safety check. And then also while you're up there, check your runways, see if those are still opened up and where you want to go. So that's advice on like the safety side of it, is just do periodic safety checks to make sure that you're not going to get up there and fall through. And now on the topic of safety, let's talk about bow safety. So I use this line right here, my bowstring, to get my bow up and down from my blind. Every year before I go out, I check it to make sure that it's not rotted from just sitting out. Give it a couple good yank pulls to make sure that my bow isn't going to break. I've heard a lot of stories of people, their knots come undone, or the rope is old and dried out and it snaps and your bow falls, and no one wants that. So advice is every year check it or replace it. Just be safe. But what I got with this one, and I wanted to say this because it's really cool, is this is actually reflective rope, I think for boating. But it's reflective rope, and it's actually really nice because when you're coming out in the dark with your headlamp, it just glows, and it's awesome. So it helps you kind of get where you're going if you're a little confused or lost. So that's a little bow safety and another little tip. All right, I'm hanging out in the doorway of the stand because the bees are still kind of mad up there. So hang on the doorway, but that's fine. You're gonna get everything I want to say here. So this is the inside of the blind itself. This is that burlap camo I was talking about. Get yourself some of that. It's way better than the other crap. Oh hey, here's some of that crap right now. This is the that's a moth. This is the stuff I was talking about. This stuff, it doesn't no. So anyways, this is the inside. I painted all the walls brown, and then I put the burlap sack up. I carpeted the floor. I'm going to recarpet it this year. Now, I carpeted it because I thought maybe it would help with some sound. Don't really know if it does. It just makes it nice and homey in there, so I'm going to replace that. I just get some cheap outdoor carpet. It's like 13 bucks for a roll, and it's lasted 3 years now, so that's if you want to feel a little more homely. And then this is the seat I use. Now, if you're laughing at me because you think, oh my gosh, it's a boat seat and a kitty litter box, it is. But the cool thing about it is that I could open it if I wanted to, and I could put stuff in it. There might be something in there now, I don't know. But it's a boat seat, and it's got this little handy tray, and that's where I keep all my calls and snacks and my phone. So that's nice, and then I can move it around. So advice-wise, though, I have the one bow hanger off the tree there. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to put a bow hanger over on this side. And what that'll do is that'll allow you to be a little more flexible on your movement, because I basically only bow hunt in this blind. So being able to kind of swing side to side in the blind will be really beneficial, where I can have my bow within quick, easy grasp. So I'm going to do that. I'm just when you're doing it, think of different setups that you want to do. And I haven't done this one, but it's one that I heard of online. Is you take a section of your blind, so like this front wall here, how it's not painted, is you take and you look out, and you kind of give yourself some points, like rotted tree or the big fat pine, little pine, and you kind of draw that diagram of that field around your blind, and you label those things, and then you take your rangefinder and you shoot out your yardage, and you write that yardage on the front of the blind. So it gives you a quick diagram reference. Hope you understand what I'm talking about. But so in heat of the moment, you can go, okay, that deer is at the big oak. Okay, big oak is at 37 yards. And give you a quick reference, so in the heat of the moment, you don't have to quite guess. All right, now that the bees have all dispersed, there's the blind. I hope I didn't bore you too much with all the talk. I knew it was going to be really talky, but I wanted to give you guys kind of some good advice and a good starting point if you're looking to build a box blind. If you have any questions, comment below, but I doubt the 4 of you watching will. But anyways, there it is. I'm going to get to work and actually working on it. So enjoy the battle with the bees that I'm going to give you here. But thanks for watching.